Back now to our breaking news this afternoon. Police and FBI are now combing the yard and the home and this garage/shed at the back of the home of Lisa Irwin's parents. Investigators armed with rakes, shovels, and dogs, we're told, searched the home and the yard for hours today. We're also told that several brown and clear bags have been taken out of the home. It's been searched before. Lisa's parents say someone took their daughter from her crib in her room in the middle of the night 2 weeks ago. Well, Bill Stanton is a security consultant and has spent more time with Lisa's parents than anyone has since this case first broke. You were hired by an independent benefactor with ties to the family, not to the parents, loose ties to the family, who said, go in there and find the truth. I don't believe she's innocent. They're innocent. They're guilty. Go find the truth. And you went in not knowing. In the past 2 weeks, you've done your own investigation. You believe these parents had nothing to do with the disappearance of little Lisa. Why, Bill?
At this time, let me stress that, at this time, I could be led down a different path and I would change my position. But right now, my focus is outside the home. And quite simple. Some things I could talk about, some things I cannot.
Right.
So let's talk about the things I can.
You know more than you can let us know.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the things I can. Let's go to the timeline. Everybody's throwing these fanciful theories about this happened, that happened. Let me switch it. You tell me how they did it, and let's talk about it, and let's see if that holds up, if that holds water. Mm-hmm. The father did it. The mother did it. Well, then, if they did do it, if they were in collusion, how did they extract the child? Did they sell the child?
How did they get the baby out of the house?
Right. Did they sell the child? Did they murder the child? Where did they put the child? Let's talk about it that way. It gets a lot harder.
Well, that's the question. As we watch police and FBI and dogs searching the family home and looking in the backyard and in this shed that I saw when I was out there just on Sunday. I mean, it was completely open and exposed and available for anybody to go into or come near. What do you think? That they now believe maybe that the baby was disposed of in the shed or in the backyard? I mean, haven't they been over this ground, Bill? Well,
I'm not going to second guess the KCPD, but let's talk over a couple of theories. I'm sure they did that. First thing I would have done is I would have run their phone bill. You know, people are saying maybe she has a lover that nobody knows about. Well, it's a fair bet that that would have come up on the cell bill, whether incoming or outgoing calls. Would you agree? Mm-hmm. They would go down that line. Let's talk about
Let's talk about the timeline, because you mentioned it.
Okay.
She told the police in the beginning of this case she last saw little Lisa. She put her down at 10:30. She told the media the same thing. I spoke to her on Sunday. She changed the timeline for the first time and told me, in fact, she put her down at 6:40 and cannot remember whether she went back and saw her ever again after that, including at 10:30.
Right.
That was a clear change of story. Why did she do that?
Well, I can't speak for her, and again, I'm not defending her. I'm just looking at the facts. Well, let's go to that change of timeline. What does it do? What difference does that make?
Well, it gives the investigators another 4 hours of investigation time.
But she was in the home. It gives the investigators 4 hours. She was in the home, and there were people at the home with her.
But when your child gets stolen, this is what my viewers are emailing me. Mm-hmm. When your child gets stolen, you know every detail is critical. So when the police say to you, when did you last see her?
Right.
You know it's important to be accurate, to be honest, to say, look, I want to be honest. I had some drinks. I put her down at 6:40. I can't be sure whether I went back in and checked on her before I went to bed at 10:30.
That's right.
But she had told the police and media,
right,
I last saw her at 10:30. That's when I put her down for the last time.
Right.
Then she reversed that.
Right. Well, you know what happens? Again, I don't want to be in a position of defending her. I'm just theorizing. Mm-hmm. You know, you misspeak, you second guess, you third guess yourself. But I don't think
because she's been under the battery of investigators questioning
Absolutely.
her.
For hours and hours and hours, and friends and herself, she's questioning herself. And we've never been in that position. It is scary. Your child has been taken. Let's, for instance, let's accept the fact that she's innocent for 1 minute. And her child is missing. And you have the battery, as you said, FBI, KCPD, myself, other people, friends, family, people, media, questioning her. You would tend to get nervous. Mm-hmm. And you would tend to misspeak. And when every syllable is hinged upon, oh, my gosh, you know?
Let's talk about this. You have spent so much time with this couple, and you had no loyalty to them when you were
And I still don't.
You still don't. What are your impressions? In private moments when there are no media, no police around, what are they like? Do you see genuine concern? Do you see what you perceive to be sadness and concern and worry about their daughter?
Well, the biggest mistake you could do is put your imprint, what you would do. And I dare say we've never been in that position, so we don't know how we would necessarily react. We would react. We think we do, but we don't. So when I walked in, you know, you're thinking, you see them laugh at a little thing. Oh, they're laughing. But guess what? How many days? Tears eventually stop, and then the tears start, and then they talk. And it's very tough to judge. And I will stick by my statement. At this time, I am looking outside the home. I do not believe at this time that it came from inside. This crime was committed from inside the home.
You know, there was a moment I want to tell our viewers about between you and me and the mother, Deborah Bradley, when I was interviewing the parents, where you wanted to see a picture of my baby girl who's 6 months old. And I took out my iPhone and showed it to you. And the mother wasn't in the room, but she walked in the room when I was showing it to you. And I went to put it away. And you turned to her and said, do you want to see the picture? Megan's got a 6-month-old. And I said, I'm sure you don't want to look at that right now. And she said, no, I'd be happy to. And so she looked at it, and she was very sweet and said, she looks like you, and we had a nice exchange about it. I don't know. To me, it just showed somebody who was still able to sort of care about a mother-child relationship. It doesn't mean she's guilty or innocent.
Right.
But it was a moment.
Right. And you do see those moments. And, well, here's the biggest thing that caught me. I told them, I looked them in the eye, I am not here for you. Whatever I find, wherever this takes me, I'm going. If you're guilty and it leads me to lock you up, I'm going to do it.
And they still cooperated.
And they're still cooperating.
Bill Stanton, come back soon. We appreciate you being here.
Will do, and thank you.
All the best, sir.